Do you think the biggest mistake people make off-grid is picking the wrong animal? Chickens versus goats, easy animals, hard animals, this breed, that setup. People treat livestock like Legos, add one, then another, and hope it all just works. It doesn't. So in this video, we're starting from scratch. Nothing fancy, just normal land and a normal budget. We're going through animals the way they actually show up off-grid, in levels. The easy level, where you learn, the middle level, where you tighten things up, and the hard level, where there's no buffer left. So let's walk through them the way real off-grid life does. This is Off-Grid USA, and here's the breaking point. Easy level. So, I'm standing there thinking, okay, first animals. What are my picks? Easy answer. Chickens and rabbits. Why? Because I need animals that don't need much space, don't scream farm to the neighbors, and don't force me into big systems before I even know what I'm doing. Now, between the two, the first real question already pops up. Do I want something that gives me food almost every day, or something that gives me meat fast and then gets out of the way? That's basically chickens versus rabbits. Let's say I go chickens. 10 hens feels like the sweet spot to start. Enough eggs to notice, not so many that it turns into work. You open the fridge, there they are, and you think, all right, this land is actually doing something. But then you start asking yourself, what do chickens really run on? Grain, that's it. With 10 hens, you're somewhere between $500 and $900 a year just in feed, depending on prices. And here's the thing people miss with eggs. They're not a subscription. They don't show up the same way every month. Light runs the whole thing. Less light, fewer eggs. Simple as that. Now, rabbits. Rabbits don't give you that daily little win. At first, it almost feels like nothing's happening. And then you look at the timeline and you realize, okay, these things move fast. 2 females and 1 male is enough. 10 to 12 weeks later, you're already talking about meat. That's a big difference. Rabbits don't eat your day the way chickens can. They're quiet, they don't draw attention, and they don't need much space. Feeding-wise, they give you more room. Pellets help, sure, but hay, weeds, garden scraps, a lot of what they eat can come straight from your land. But rabbits have their own weak spot. What do you think hits rabbits harder, cold or heat? It's heat almost every time. Cold slows them down. Heat can wipe them out if you're not paying attention. And there's another difference that matters when you're starting out. Chickens show problems early. Eggs drop, behavior changes, you notice. Rabbits don't do that. They can look fine right up until they aren't. So you start seeing the trade-off. Chickens give you daily food, routine, and early signals when something's off. Rabbits give you speed, efficiency, and a much smaller footprint. Both work at the easy level because if I mess something up, it doesn't blow back on me for years. I can adjust, change my mind, learn as I go. I'm not trying to be perfect yet. I'm just trying to make sure animals fit into my life before they start running it. Okay, what's next? Middle-level picks? Goats and pigs. And you feel the shift pretty quickly. Between these two, the question isn't what do I want to raise anymore, it's what am I actually willing to be tied to every day. Let's start with goats. On paper, goats look almost too good. Milk, brush clearing, not huge animals, and yeah, a solid dairy goat can give you close to a gallon of milk a day when everything's dialed in. Feed matters. Minerals matter more than most people expect. Water, timing, consistency, all of it shows up in the milk. Miss one piece and production doesn't slowly fade, it drops. You notice it right away. What surprised me is how goats deal with mistakes. You can be off for a while and nothing explodes. Milk dips a bit, coats look dull, behavior shifts slightly. If you're paying attention, you catch it. If you're not, it stacks quietly. They also don't just eat, they browse, they reach, they test. That's great if you want land cleared, and a problem if you cared about the plants you wanted to keep. And fencing? Goats don't fight fences, they remember them. One weak spot, and that's the exit, forever. Now, pigs flip the whole experience. Pigs are simple to understand and heavy to deal with. They grow fast, really fast. In 6 to 8 months, you're looking at 250 to 300 pounds live weight. That turns into roughly 150 to 180 pounds of pork in the freezer if everything goes right. That's a lot of food from one animal, but pigs are a single bet. You don't spread value over time like milk or eggs. You put months of feed, space, and time into one animal, and the payoff shows up all at once. When it works, it feels great. When it doesn't, there's no redo that season. But losing a goat hurts your wallet. Losing a pig can wipe out a whole season. So if I'm thinking out loud and I had to pick just one animal to step into this level with, I'd go goats first, but because they spread the risk. That's the middle level. You're not just adding animals anymore. You're choosing how much pressure you're willing to carry and how expensive your mistakes are allowed to be. All right, this is the hard level. And you can feel it before you even name the animals. Because at this point, it's not about food anymore. It's about money, land, and how bad a mistake can get. So, yeah, hard level picks. Sheep and cows. And before anyone jumps straight to cows, let me say this. If I had to choose where to step in, I'd go sheep before cows. Sheep feel manageable at first. Not small, not huge, somewhere in between. You're talking meat, maybe wool, animals that live off grass and don't demand grain the way pigs do. Sheep force you to learn land management fast. Rotational grazing stops being a good idea and becomes non-negotiable. Now, money-wise, sheep are contained. A finished lamb might bring you roughly $400 to $600, depending on size, market, and timing. It's real money, but it's not life-changing money. You lose one sheep, it hurts, but you recover. Cows are a different conversation entirely. A cow isn't an animal you try, it's a commitment. Land matters more, fencing matters more, water matters more, and timing really matters. You don't move fast with cows, and you don't improvise much either. The upside is obvious. One finished cow can turn into 600 to 800 pounds of hanging weight, which can easily mean $3,000 to $5,000 of beef if you sell it right, even more in some markets. And that's exactly why cows sit at the hard level, because losing a sheep hurts your wallet. Losing a cow can wreck a whole year. One mistake and the math collapses. Mentally, it's heavier too. Sheep feel like a group. Cows feel like a single, massive decision standing in front of you every day. So if I'm being honest, the margin for error is thin, and the numbers stop forgiving you. I could have added more animals here. Ducks, turkeys, even horses if you really wanted to push it. But that's not the point. What actually matters is how much time you're willing to give every single day, how much risk you can absorb when something goes wrong, and how expensive your mistakes are allowed to be. Animals don't really break off-grid life. Schedules do. Margins do. So this isn't about finding the perfect animal. It's about knowing where you actually are before you add more weight to it. This is Off-Grid USA, built by hand, powered by freedom.